Welcome to Flamingo MAHJ. This is Joni. In my Advanced MAHJ class, we're going to talk about some of the terms, how to exchange jokers, and how to finally declare mahjong. Here we go. So this is my second study guide. So a few things, advanced items to know about for mahjong. If you're playing in a tournament and I'm east, the person to my right is south. This is south, this person's north, and that person's west. So south is always to the right. And sometimes I've heard they get that wrong in tournaments, but in the Chinese culture is based on where they're located on the earth, and going counterclockwise, south is always to your right. So that's something to know if you're playing in a tournament. When you're taking a tile off the wall, that's your drawing the tile. When you put one out, that's discarding. You always name it north. If somebody else, say I discarded the north, somebody wants that tile, they have to call it. So they either say call or hold. So either way, if you're thinking about it, you can say hold. If you're wanting it for sure, you say call. So let's say Betty to my right wants this north. She'll say call, she'll take it, put it up here, and then add what she has to it. It has to be at least 3 of a kind. So mahjong is your winning hand. If you do something wrong during the play, your hand can be called a dead hand. If you're a dead hand, if you have jokers exposed here, people can get your jokers exposed, but not what's in your hand. So let's talk about that. Let's say I have 9s exposed and if I have some 6s, let's say I have 6s with the joker in the middle. And when you expose, you always want to put the joker in the middle. Let's say I have those exposed. Somebody that draws a 6 can exchange during their turn. They can exchange this joker for a 6 if it's exposed. Even if my hand is called dead, they can still take my joker if they have a 6. Okay, that's something to know. If we go through all the walls and nobody has declared mahjong, then that's called a wall game. So that nobody wins. You start another game. Picking your hand, let's talk about that. Once you finish the Charleston, you should have your hand narrowed down to 2, I would say at least 1 to 2 hands. You should have a hand you could pivot to. You definitely have it. So when you originally get your tiles, you want to narrow it down to a section, or at least 1 or 2 sections. And when you finish the Charleston, you want to have it down to 1 to 2 hands, okay? And then as you see what tiles you're going to get or not get, if you have jokers or not have jokers, then you can decide which way you want to go as you start playing. Make sure you're watching for the jokers up here so you can trade them out. You can only trade them out during your turn. One last rule to talk about are the jokers. You cannot put jokers with pairs or with runs. So if you're doing a 1, 2, 3, 4, or a north, south, east, west, or 2, 4, 6, 8, you cannot use a joker in those. You cannot use a joker with pairs. But there's one thing that will help you. Let's say you're working on a 2, 4, 6, 8, or a pair, or 1, 2, 3, 4. If somebody, let's say I'm working on 1, 2, 3, 4, and somebody throws the 4, and I need that 4 for mahjong, I can pick it up for mahjong. So if it's a run or a pair, you can pick it up to finalize your mahjong. That's the only time you can pick it up for that. Because remember, to pick up a tile, you have to be able to expose it with 3, 4, 5, 6 of a kind. That's the only time you can pick it up is for mahjong. So that's important. But just get it in your mind, you cannot use a joker with a pair or any kind of run, what they call individual tiles that are not, you can only use it with 3, 4, 5, 6 of a kind. I hope this helps. See you at the table.